The divine call echoes through time, touching souls specially chosen for a greater mission. This is not an ordinary calling, nor a path for many. It is a sacred summons that resonates in the depths of the being, awakening a heightened consciousness and transcendental responsibility. In a world where the majority wander without direction, the chosen ones carry a different light within them. They are those who, even without initially understanding, feel that they were born for something extraordinary. This sensation is not the result of chance or imagination. It is the first sign of spiritual awakening, the moment when the soul recognizes its true purpose. The path of the chosen one begins with the recognition of their unique nature. It is not a superiority, but a responsibility. From an early age, these beings manifest a heightened sensitivity, a natural ability to perceive beyond appearances, to feel the true intentions and energies that others cannot capture. This sensitivity, although it may initially seem like a burden, is in fact a divine gift, an essential tool for the mission entrusted to you. The spiritual journey of the chosen one is marked by constant trials and refinements. Like gold that needs to go through fire to reach its highest purity, the spirit of the chosen one goes through trials that prepare him for his divine mission. These trials are not punishments, but instruments of spiritual improvement. Every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of difficulty has a sacred purpose in the divine economy. The first big test of the chosen one is loneliness. Not physical loneliness, necessarily, but a deep feeling of not belonging to the common world. It is common for the chosen one to feel different, misunderstood, as if they speak a language that few can understand. This feeling, although challenging, is actually a sign that you are on the right path. The world does not understand those who vibrate at a higher frequency, those who see beyond the veil of materiality. On the spiritual journey, the chosen one learns that their greatest battle is not external, but internal. It is in the field of thought, emotions and limiting beliefs that true transformations take place. The most powerful enemy is not outside, but inside. It is the fears, the doubts, the insecurities that need to be transmuted into strength and faith. This internal battle is constant and requires permanent vigilance. The strength of the chosen one does not come from himself, but from the divine connection he establishes. This is a fundamental truth. When God chooses, he also empowers. The empowerment process, however, is rarely smooth. It involves moments of deep questioning, of apparent darkness, where faith is tested to its limits. It is in these moments that the chosen one learns to trust not in his own strength, but in the divine power that works through him. Spiritual discernment develops as one of the main tools of the chosen one. In a world of appearances and illusions, the chosen one learns to see the truth beyond the surface. Not everything that shines is gold, not every smile is sincere. This discernment does not come from judgment, but from spiritual wisdom that allows us to see the truth without condemning. It is a clear vision that distinguishes the genuine from the false, the divine from the mundane. Humility emerges as one of the greatest virtues on the spiritual path. The chosen one understands that his power is not his own, but that of the divine who operates through him. The higher your mission, the more humble it must become. True humility is not diminishing yourself, but recognizing that all good, all ability, all achievement comes from a greater source. It is understanding yourself as a channel, an instrument in the hands of the divine. Forgiveness reveals itself as one of the most powerful tools for spiritual transformation. It is not just an act of kindness towards others, but a liberation for oneself. The chosen one learns that holding grudges is like drinking poison waiting for the other person to die. True forgiveness frees, purifies, and elevates the spiritual frequency. It is an act of self-love as much as love for others. Gratitude is established as another fundamental pillar of the journey. The chosen one develops the ability to be grateful not only for the obvious blessings, but also for the challenges that strengthen him, for the people who test him, for the situations that make him grow. Gratitude becomes a state of being, a way of seeing life that transcends appearances and recognizes the divine purpose in all things. In silence, the chosen one finds his greatest source of strength and wisdom. It is in moments of stillness that the greatest revelations happen, that the divine voice is heard most clearly. Silence is not just the absence of sound, but a state of spiritual receptivity where the deepest truths can be accessed. The chosen one learns to value and seek these moments of intimate connection with the divine. Patience reveals itself as an essential virtue on the spiritual path. The chosen one understands that divine time is different from human time. The most profound transformations, the most significant achievements, require a maturation process that cannot be rushed. Patience is not passivity, but the wise understanding that each thing has its right time to happen. The power of the word manifests itself as a sacred responsibility. The chosen one learns that each word spoken carries an energy, a power to create or destroy, to elevate or diminish. The language becomes an object of special attention as blessings or curses are manifested through it. The chosen one learns to use his words wisely, aware of their transformative power. Spiritual protection becomes a constant practice in the life of the chosen one. The higher the mission, the greater the challenges and opposing forces that arise. The chosen one learns to establish and maintain his spiritual defenses, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. This protection involves daily practices of prayer, meditation, and constant vigilance over thoughts and emotions. Detachment emerges as a fundamental teaching. The chosen one learns not to become attached to people, situations, or material goods. Understand that everything in this world is transitory and that its true wealth is in the spirit. This detachment does not mean indifference, but a higher form of love, free from possessiveness and dependence. The strength of faith reveals itself as the greatest power of the chosen one. Not a blind or naive faith, but a mature, conscious faith, forged in trials and fortified in spiritual experiences. This faith transcends human understanding and establishes itself as an unshakable certainty in the divine power and presence in all circumstances. Service to others manifests itself as a natural expression of spiritual awakening. The chosen one understands that their gifts and capabilities are not for their own benefit, but for the help and elevation of humanity. This service does not seek recognition or reward, but is performed with love and dedication as a sacred offering to the divine. Inner transformation reveals itself as the true miracle of the spiritual journey. The chosen one goes through a continuous process of refinement where old patterns are broken, limitations are overcome, and a new consciousness emerges. This transformation is not just individual, but has a direct impact on the collective energy field. The connection with the divine is established as the primordial source of all strength and wisdom. The chosen one develops an intimate and personal relationship with the sacred, a communion that transcends rituals and external forms. This connection becomes your compass, your refuge, and your inexhaustible source of renewal. The mission of the chosen one gradually reveals itself as their spiritual awakening deepens. It is not a linear path, but a journey of continuous discovery and revelation. Each chosen one has their unique role in the divine plan, their specific contribution to the evolution of planetary consciousness. Unconditional love emerges as the greatest achievement of the spiritual path. The chosen one learns to love without judgment, without expectations, without conditions. This love transcends human limitations and manifests itself as a transformative force capable of healing, uplifting, and illuminating. Divine wisdom reveals itself as a natural flow on the path of the chosen one. It is not a wisdom acquired through studies or accumulation of knowledge, but a deep understanding that emerges from inner silence, from connection with the divine source. Inner healing manifests as an ongoing process in the journey of the chosen one. Old wounds are exposed to be healed, limiting patterns are identified to be transmuted. This healing process is not just individual, but has a direct impact on collective healing. Spiritual responsibility is established as a sacred commitment. The chosen one understands that every thought, every word, every action has an impact on the universal energy field. This awareness leads to a posture of constant vigilance and commitment to the truth. The inner light reveals itself as the true nature of the chosen one. It is not a light that needs to be sought or conquered, but recognized and manifested. This light is the expression of the divine presence that dwells in each being, more intensely perceived in those who have awakened to their spiritual mission. The power of intention manifests itself as a creative force in the life of the chosen one. Each clear intention aligned with the divine purpose has the power to materialize elevated realities. The chosen one learns to use this power wisely and responsibly. Divine protection reveals itself as a constant presence on the path of the chosen one. It is not a protection that avoids all challenges, but it provides the strength and wisdom necessary to overcome them. The chosen one learns to trust this protection even in the most challenging moments. The collective mission manifests itself as an integral part of individual awakening. The chosen one understands that their process of evolution is intrinsically linked to the evolution of planetary consciousness. Each personal achievement contributes to the elevation of the whole. The strength of the union is revealed when the chosen ones recognize each other and unite in purpose. Although everyone has their individual journey, there is a greater force that emerges from the conscious union of those who have awakened to their spiritual mission. The power of transmutation manifests as a natural ability of the chosen one. Dense energies are transformed into light, challenges into opportunities, limitations into possibilities for growth. This ability to transmute is one of the greatest gifts of spiritual awakening. Expanded consciousness establishes itself as a natural state of the awakened chosen one. It is a perception that transcends the limitations of the ego and allows for a broader understanding of reality. This expansion of consciousness brings with it greater responsibility. Commitment to the truth reveals itself as a fundamental pillar on the path of the chosen one. Not just the outer truth, but mainly the inner truth, the one that emerges from silence and deep connection with the divine. The strength of example manifests itself as a transformative power. The chosen one understands that his greatest contribution to the world is not in the words he speaks, but in the example he offers through his own transformation. The power of now reveals itself as the portal to all spiritual achievements. The chosen one learns to live fully in the present moment, free from the constraints of the past and worries about the future. It is in the now that all power manifests. Abundance consciousness establishes itself as a deep understanding on the path of the chosen one. It is not a material abundance, but a state of plenitude that emanates from the connection with the divine source. This awareness naturally attracts all the necessary supplies to fulfill the mission. The power of conscious creation manifests as a natural ability of the awakened chosen one. Through the alignment of thoughts, emotions, and actions with divine purpose, new realities are manifested. This conscious creation serves the greater purpose of spiritual evolution. The strength of perseverance reveals itself as an essential quality on the path of the chosen one. It is not a perseverance based on the stubbornness of the ego, but on the inner certainty of the mission to be accomplished. This strength allows you to overcome all challenges with faith and determination. The power of presence manifests as a natural state of the chosen one. It is a state of heightened consciousness where each moment is lived with full attention and connection with the divine. This conscious presence is transformative and inspiring. The wisdom of the heart establishes itself as the true guide of the chosen one. It transcends the logic of the mind and reveals deeper truths. The wise heart distinguishes the essential from the superficial, the true from the illusory. The strength of acceptance reveals itself as a transformative power. The chosen one learns to accept each moment, each situation as a perfect part of their evolution process. This acceptance is not passivity, but deep understanding. The power of silence manifests itself as a creative force. In silence, the chosen one finds his greatest revelations and his deepest connection with the divine. Silence becomes a state of being, not just a practice. Unity consciousness establishes itself as a profound realization. The chosen one understands that everything is interconnected, that each thought and action affects the whole. This awareness brings with it greater responsibility. The power of alchemical transmutation reveals itself as a natural ability. The chosen one learns to transform dense energies into light, challenges into opportunities, limitations into possibilities for growth. The strength of self-responsibility manifests itself as a fundamental pillar. The chosen one takes full responsibility for their journey without blaming circumstances or people. This stance of absolute responsibility frees and empowers. The power of divine healing flows naturally through the awakened chosen one, not on our own merit, but through conscious openness to the flow of universal energy. This ability to channel healing is a sacred gift that must be used with humility and wisdom. The awareness of eternity establishes itself as a deep understanding. The chosen one realizes that he is an eternal being on a temporary journey through earthly experience. This expanded perspective brings peace and serenity in the face of challenges. The power of discernment reveals itself as an essential tool. In a world of multiple voices and paths, the chosen one develops the ability to distinguish the true from the false, the essential from the superfluous, the light from the shadow. The strength of conscious surrender manifests as an act of wisdom. The chosen one learns to hand over to the divine what is beyond their control, remaining active and responsible in what is their responsibility. The power of the sacred word is established as a responsibility. Each word spoken by the chosen one carries energy and power of manifestation. Awareness of this power leads to higher and more transformative communication. The awareness of divine abundance reveals itself as a natural state. The chosen one understands that true abundance is not in material accumulation, but in a constant flow of divine provision for all real needs. The power of energetic transmutation flows through the chosen one as a natural ability. Environments, situations, and relationships are transformed by the conscious and elevated presence of the awakened being. The strength of conscious faith manifests itself as unshakable certainty. It is not a blind or dogmatic faith, but a deep understanding based on direct experience with the divine. The power of conscious presence establishes itself as a permanent state. The chosen one learns to live fully in the present moment, where all the power of manifestation exists. Christ consciousness reveals itself as the highest awakening. It is the recognition of the divine nature within and the manifestation of unconditional love in all situations. The power of sacred silence manifests itself as the source of all wisdom. In deep silence, the chosen one finds the answers to all essential questions. The strength of cosmic unity establishes itself as a permanent achievement. The chosen one understands their interconnectedness with all creation and acts from this expanded consciousness. The power of universal love naturally flows through the awakened being. This love transcends personal preferences and manifests as a universal transformative force. The awareness of present eternity reveals itself as a deep understanding. Past, present, and future are understood as different aspects of the same eternity. The power of integral healing manifests itself on all levels. Body, mind, emotions, and spirit are harmonized by the conscious presence of the chosen one. The force of divine wisdom establishes itself as a natural flow. The chosen one becomes a channel for the manifestation of universal wisdom in all situations. The power of conscious transformation reveals itself as a permanent capacity. Each experience is seen as an opportunity for evolution and transcendence. The awareness of the divine mission manifests itself with absolute clarity. The chosen one understands their unique role in the divine plan and acts in line with this purpose. The power of conscious service establishes itself as a natural expression. Service to others and to the whole becomes a spontaneous manifestation of universal love. The strength of inner peace reveals itself as a permanent state. Regardless of external circumstances, the chosen one maintains his serenity and balance. The power of conscious creation manifests in harmony with the divine. Every thought, word, and action is aligned with the greater purpose. The awareness of universal abundance establishes itself as a deep understanding. The chosen one recognizes the infinity of divine resources and lives in a state of gratitude. The power of alchemical transmutation reveals itself in all dimensions. The chosen one learns to transform all experience into light and wisdom. The strength of the divine presence manifests as a constant reality. the Chosen One lives in permanent communion with the source of all existence. On this sacred journey, the Chosen One understands that each step is guided by divine wisdom. There are no accidents or coincidences, just the perfect unfolding of the divine plan. The mission continues, the awakening deepens, and the light expands through those who have accepted their sacred calling. The path of the Chosen One is eternal, as spiritual evolution has no end. Each realization opens the doors to new levels of consciousness, each understanding reveals new mysteries to be explored. The important thing is to remain faithful to the call, confident in divine protection, open to the teachings that each moment offers. The journey of the Chosen One is a sacred gift, an opportunity to serve the divine plan and contribute to the elevation of planetary consciousness. May each Chosen One find the strength, wisdom, and love necessary to fulfill their mission with grace and dignity.